Hello and welcome back to MJ Visuals, everyone. So the map in front of you pretty much tells you everything about this video, and we are just a few days, very few days, 35 days ahead of the 5th of November, where we decide the next president of the United States. So the incumbent vice president, Kamala Harris is up against the former president Donald Trump, who has a comeback. Donald Trump will be running his third election, so he failed one time against Joe Biden, and he won one time against Hillary Clinton. So just a disclaimer to everyone that these polls are not meant to be, giving an exact, accurate picture. Elections can go really, in the other direction as well. You can see this. The data I'm showing you right now is of the 2016 elections, where many biggest organizations polled. They said, Hillary Clinton is leading. You can see all of those blue. So polls can be really misleading. You can see an 8-point lead, but what happened? Donald Trump stole the electoral college, but Hillary Clinton did won the popular vote by 2 percentage point, but that doesn't matter to be the president. All that matters is the electoral college votes. And how do you get that? BBC News discussed whether polling should be abandoned due to its perceived failure. Forbes magazine contributor astrophysicist Ethan Sagel performed a scientific analysis and raised whether the statistical population sample for the polling was inaccurate, and cited the cautionary adage, garbage in, garbage out. He concluded that this may have been sampling bias on the part of the pollsters. So, polls doesn't mean it gives accurate picture. Polls can be really misleading, like it was in 2016 and many times in 2024 Indian general election. No one thought that BJP would lose that miserably. So it's about the population that you poll. It's not necessarily that the population that you poll would be deciding the face of the elections. You can see, a few days ago, Missouri was so red, now it's coming lean. And you can see in New York also, New York, Trump is surging. It's all about New York and Pennsylvania, this video. It's all about New York and Pennsylvania. So Trump has been very nicely performing in New York. So that's very unlikely that he will get those 28 electoral votes. If he so, that would be a big setback to DNC forever, I guess. But let's just start with filling the quickly the solid states. For Harris, it would be Washington, Oregon, California, Illinois, then Vermont, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, and District of Columbia, along with Massachusetts and Hawaii, and the Maine's 1st Congressional District. Now, when you come to the likely states for Harris, that would be New Mexico and Colorado, with 15 electoral votes going in a likely favor for Harris. Now, those same would be repeated in Rhode Island, because you can see in these states, New Hampshire and New Jersey. So New Jersey, let's talk about New Jersey in past elections. In 2020, Biden carried New Hampshire by 7.4. In 2016, Clinton almost lost it by 0.37. So it was another setback. If one of those truly eastern state would have gone in the opposite direction. Connecticut 13.6 points lead, and New Jersey 14.1, Delaware 11.4. Meanwhile, in 2020, Biden's home state Delaware brought him a 19-point lead against Trump. So, but in 538 projections, in 538 projections, it projected Harris 17.5% up, New Jersey 14.4, and New Hampshire 6.9. So polls can be really misleading. So for this video, it could be in favor of Trump as well. So New Hampshire and New Jersey will be likely about Democrat, but New Hampshire, I would keep a lean Democrat. Now, coming to Maine as a whole, this was also a lean Democratic state. In my past videos, I've mentioned it, a good one or a solid one, but yeah, polls can be really misleading. I think I have to repeat this again and again, because yeah, as to remind you all guys. So yeah, polls can be really misleading. You never know. This is just a picture what could be the possible outcomes. It's not necessary that this would be the outcome. Minnesota, meanwhile, will be a likely Democratic state. Now, can just quickly come to the red side. Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, South, North and South Dakota, Nebraska, all of it except the 2nd Congressional District, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, then Missouri, and Alaska would be solid Republicans, as well as Texas also. Yeah, polls are good in Texas as well. Currently 538 projections say him a 6-point lead, which I say it's a good one. You can see along with time it has been stable, pretty stable. Texas was 8.1 at the starting of like 26th of July against Harris. Yeah, at that time Trump was at a very good figure of 312. So it was set to win all those battlegrounds like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina and Georgia, Florida, Arizona and Nevada. But as we continue, though Harris stole Michigan and Nevada from him. But yeah, she also losing control in some of her states like Illinois, New Jersey, then Virginia and Minnesota. Never mind. So yeah, that just continues. And in middle, yeah, Texas was a lean state, 4.8, but it regained its status of being a good one. So yeah, can say there. And Florida, meanwhile, it's very controversial state. Currently Trump is leading by 3.9. It could also flip. Polls are not necessarily undecisive bias for Trump only. It could be Harris bias also. But yeah, Florida on a map will be a lean Republican state. Now, coming on to Maine's 1st congressional district, it has been very lean Republican as well as per the polls. And coming to Ohio and Iowa will be safe Republicans. And coming on to Arizona, one of those battlegrounds, you can see currently it's 0.96, so over a percentage of a lead, but pretty undecisive as well. So in 2020, Biden carried by 0.31, which we all know was a very near margin for such an election in the state of 11 electoral votes. Trump carried by 3.5, so even better in 2016. So Trump, when you indicate a real leader, it comes unexpectedly. So and though if even was the race of 2016 even a little closer, in that sense also I guess Trump would win. Arizona, see, it is considered one of those battlegrounds in 2016 as well, but still Trump carried by 3.5, so that's a good margin for a battleground as well. In South Carolina, you can see he carried South Carolina by over 55%, so that's a good 14 points lead. So it's not necessarily that great waves come with an indication. So a great wave can come without an indication as well. So coming back to the projections, Arizona will be a lead Republican state on our map. Coming on to Nevada, another controversial state. Then in this state, Harris is currently leading by 1.2. If we go to the past elections in this state, I guess 2016, Clinton carried by 2.4, so she secured victory here, which is pretty interesting thing. 2012 also Obama stayed 6.7, and 2020 Biden stayed 2.4. So Biden literally retained the margin that Clinton set for the elections. And on our map currently polls even show, so cannot say against the polls, because so Nevada will be a tilt Democratic state. Wisconsin and Michigan, meanwhile, both will be I think not to be both, economy, let's look at the issues what voters are seeking for. So economy, says Trump. In Trump's timeline, it was much more better performing than it's today. So economy goes to Trump, healthcare goes to Harris, Supreme Court appointments goes to Harris, foreign policies goes to Trump. So yeah, it's a very true statement that the Trump was one of those presidents of American history under whose leadership I think not a major war has broken in the world. You can see today, today it's very harsh, and though we have a war in those countries where US has an influence. So this doesn't impact the country which the war is happening in. It also impacts US in any other way. Climate change is for Harris, racial and ethnic inequality is for Harris, abortion is for Harris, gun policy is near, but it's for Harris because it was used to be a Trump Trump resolver issue. Then immigration, Trump is very strict on immigration, violent crime, Trump. Then foreign policy, Trump. So in states where people have a modernist ideology, which is Maryland, New York, maybe Georgia and California, and these states, things that would matter would be foreign policy would be more. So that's why it's the population of NY which has been strategically polled. That's why Trump is surging in his own lead. So coming to Wisconsin right now, this state is very undecisive as well. 2020 band carried by 0.63, currently 538 projections. Consolidated projections of the 538, I think. Yeah, shows Harris up by 1.8, and in Michigan Harris up by 1.9. So not a big difference between both of the states, but Harris is the clear winner here. But polls can be really misleading for our map. This state will be tilt Republican states. So yeah, 5 states yet to come in, which will be Georgia, absolutely lean Republican state. North Carolina. So North Carolina is even tilter than Georgia itself. So with that North Carolina coming in, I think we have decided the president. Trump will be the president. 272 electoral votes. He has hit the mark of 270. So he now doesn't need any of these states to vote for him. Virginia, meanwhile, it's a clear picture. Harris state. Pennsylvania, currently the leads show it's Harris 0.72, but can flip any moment, and many things have happened here. So very decisively you have to put a strategic winner here. Currently for this video I'll be putting Trump, because polls are really misleading everywhere. I would say everywhere polls are very misleading. And in New York also, how would you expect 28 electoral votes to swing to Trump, which will obviously not happen, because if at all even it happens, so the map would be very much different. Democrats would have a setback forever setback. And in the 2nd congressional district of Nebraska, which I forgot to do, Harris is leading by lead margin. So currently New York will be because can say against the poll that also, right? Currently 17.3, but that's a consolidated report which we don't need actually right now. So for our map, this map, New York will be a good, safe, democratic state. So I think that's it for this video. 247 is what Harris is having, and 291 is what Trump is having. So Trump is again set forth to be the next president, even if he loses the popular vote, but he is still managing to win the electoral votes. And important reminders for the states like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina and Nevada. These states are very close, may flip. So thanks for watching. I think that's it for today's video. I'll meet you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye. Keep watching MJ Vlogs.